Welcome back to Art with Ryan. So if you're joining me for the first time, this is my own artwork, and this is the artwork that I make. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell above. So what these are is a color study. This is a set of, I believe, 12 images that are all, as you saw the first reference image, they're all nudes I took them from Playboy in the main centerfold of October every even year from 1982 to present. They are very tedious and consuming. So I started doing this halfway through. I didn't realize I was going to be doing these type of videos, and I didn't realize that I was going to be making these type of videos about my work, especially dealing with nudity and sexuality. Well, also, if this is your first time joining us, what we're going to be looking at, the first time we look at all the images 4 seconds, the second time is 1 second, and the last time is 0.4 seconds for each image. So this took me about a year to do the first one. So this is the first one, and you're starting to see, if you look at the reference photo, you'll see that bridge in the background is already in. And so what I'm doing here is I'm trying to break up the image through color scale. So this was fun, but very difficult because specifically this was the first one. And so I nearly wanted to murder myself, but it turned out fine. I really actually enjoyed this piece. It was a lot of fun. So when I make these pieces, what and why I'm making these pieces is because there, to me, is more to beauty than just in the human form than just nudity. I think that there's a lot of things that we can learn from shape and composition and a bunch of other kind of wonderful artistic skills about radial form. And what I'm trying to do is explore those things through human interaction. So if you want to know, this is about 2.5 inches by 4.5, 5 inches. This is not a huge piece, but it's very interesting. So looking at it very closely, it's hard to see what things are, but as you move away, when we move away. So see how I'm working at it at different times of, like you can see I'm working at different places because the lighting in the background changes. But it was a lot of fun to make, and I can't wait to make the rest of these videos specifically because of the intensity that it was to make images like this, so that it's taking needlepoint not just as needlepoint in and of itself, but it's also putting it into a way that will be shared. So you're seeing, here's the finishing image, and then so usually what I try to do at the very end is a side by side. But because the editing of the original image, which we're about to get to here in a second, I couldn't cover up the inappropriateness according to YouTube guidelines. There's the reference image. I couldn't cover it up, so I'm not able to do a side by side. Now these we're going to go through a lot faster because this is 1 second an image, so this is going to go a lot faster. But you're going to start to see the same things happen. It's probably one of my favorite images out of these group that I made, just because it was the first one and it had a learning curve so much that it really had to work on what is the image. So she is the Playboy Playmate from 1982 in October, if you want to Google her. You can see her face is fully in there. Now we're filling in her hair. So you can see her hand by her mouth a little bit. Like when we get to the very end, you start to see the full image. And I like doing this last one where everyone's going through so fast, not only because I like doing it, but it helps you see kind of how fast the process should and can go. So you can kind of see her hand by her mouth, and you can see the shape of her breast, and you can follow the shape of her hip and backside. I really think that this is a successful image, but I'm going to leave it up to you to decide. Go ahead and hit the subscription box below, and if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. Again, thanks for joining me, and this is Art with Ryan.